Aloha, Men of Abundance. Welcome back. I am Wally Carmichael, your host of the Men of Abundance podcast, and today is 5-Minute Aloha Friday. As you can see from the title, if you've seen the title, whether you're online or on your podcast player, today's message and subject is do what you say you are going to do, and do it to the best of your ability. Now, there's so much involved in this, and I started thinking about this because of a couple reasons for this week. One, just yesterday, if you haven't already listened to episode 83 with Phil Potts, we talk about Habits of Heroic Husbands. That book and a couple conversations that I've had with other men and my own personal experience got me thinking about another habit, which is doing what you say you're going to do. You know, so many men, they do what they can to impress their wives. And you know me, I always bring it back to me. And one of the things I do is I always do what I can for my wife to impress my wife. And, you know, I think of Tim Allen on Tool Time, the sitcom. And he comes in and he's holding one of his skits that he does. He's always holding something that he built. And he comes in, he wants recognition for it. But all she sees is that he just walked with his dirty boots over there on the carpet or on the floor. And she says, "Did you just walk on my clean floor with the boots?" And he's like, "Oh, maybe a little bit over there, right?" But he's holding this. He wants to show off his creation. So that just kind of proves what Phil and I were talking about, in that many men are quite frankly oblivious to what it takes to make their wives happy. And we all know a happy wife is a happy husband and a happy life, right? You know, it's not all about being a doormat either, but the point I'm trying to make is, when you say that you're going to do something, then do it. You know, we see all these funny cartoons and these funny conversations about the honey-do list and all of this stuff that my wife wants me to do. And I don't get a chance to do all the stuff that I want to do. But quite frankly, much of the reason why the honey-do list is so long is because so many men, myself included, for so long didn't do what needed to be done around the house. Whether it's the manly stuff or the dishes or folding the clothes or fixing the tire or, I don't know, mowing the lawn, any of the number of things that need to be done around the house, they just don't do it. So many other things get in the way. The NBA playoffs are on right now, you know, or the NFL, whatever the case may be, or the guys want to go out, you know, golfing, or just any number of things get in the way of doing the things that we want to do around the house. Then we wonder why our wife is always pissed off at us for whatever reason and we can't figure it out. You know, one thing that I've realized personally is when I get the stuff done that I need to get done, when it needs to get done, to the best of my ability, then I have a much healthier life and a much happier life at home. But I can say the same thing about any type of work. The same thing is true at work. When I'm getting the stuff done at work that needs to get done and getting done on time and the best of my ability. The same exact thing is true with this podcast and this community that I'm building. You know, when I'm not doing the things that I know I need to do within the community to make sure that I get this information out to you guys and share this with you, I'm frustrated with myself. So I feel the frustration that my wife has, even though she doesn't express it to me all the time in words, mostly in the silent treatment. I know many of you are the same way. Then I feel that, and now I understand that, because I do get frustrated with myself when I'm not doing the things I need to do. For instance, right now it's Thursday, and I just got off work, and I'm recording this Aloha Friday, this 5-Minute Aloha Friday for you, so that it will launch and be ready for you in your podcast player tomorrow morning. And you're listening to it tomorrow morning, because I took the time to, instead of drive home, I'm sitting in the cab of my truck and I'm recording this for you, even though I probably got maybe 3 or maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. There's a reason behind that, and it's because of something else that I was helping my wife out with. So I'm going to share something with you we hadn't really shared yet. We adopted 3 orphan kittens that were thrown in a garbage bag and thrown into the garbage. And how we ended up doing that is a different story. But the bottom line is, for the last 2 weeks, basically, we've been bottle feeding 3, and actually one of them didn't make it into the first week. So at this point, we're bottle feeding 2 infant kittens every 2 hours throughout the day and night. So my wife has been doing this primarily and I've been helping out on the weekends. Well, last night she needed some sleep. She was out when it was time to get up and feed these kittens. So I just spent mostly throughout the night feeding the kittens, then going back to sleep, then waking up 2 hours later, feeding the kittens, going back to sleep. So needless to say, I'm a little tired today. And for most of us, it's a 4-day week, but I still had 5 days of work to get done within the 4 days, not just in the podcast, but also at work. And I had a frustrating week this week. I had a frustrating day today. But see, I have an obligation to you guys. I want to get this information out to you. I promised you that I would do a 5-minute Friday, and this is already 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So I have fulfilled that at this point. But my point is, if I hadn't have done this, I would have been driving home. I would have had to try to do it later on this evening once I get home, where I want to live my abundant life. I want to hang out with my family. Maybe watch a little bit of TV or sit out on the lanai, or maybe even if the waves are good, go out and go surfing with my little guy. See, so I would have been frustrated because I got to do this and I can't go out surfing with my little guy or do something else that I want to do. So you see how all that works? So the bottom line is this: do what you say you're going to do to the best of your ability, get it done, and then you just feel so much better about yourself. And if that's something that you told your spouse you was going to do, or told your children that you was going to do, or told your boss you was going to do, hell, you're going to make them happy too. That's going to make you happy. All right, guys, I hope you got a little bit out of this little rant of mine, this little conversation about doing what you say you're going to do. Now, go out and live your life of abundance. And guys, make sure to pay it forward. The best way to do that is to leave us a rating and review in iTunes, and share this with everybody that you come in contact with. I love you guys. Take care. Aloha.